reworks.
Yeah. I mean, I assumed you were just gonna cut it out eventually. But...
No, I didn't want to waste looking through all that crap.
You got better things to do.
But does he?
Like reading a wiki of Ice and Fire. That's what I was doing.
People read those.
Yes.
Oh yeah, reading wikis is
It's so much fun.
It's a part-time job for some people.
Yeah, it's a dark hole to escape from.
It is.
It sucks you in, and suddenly there's links within links. Within
And
it's all so interesting.
I have 10 different tabs open. No. Make that 20.
No.
Make that 30.
You know, I could honestly be on a potential watch list for how many wiki tabs of various weapons and stuff like that I've went through. It's kind of ridiculous.
This guy has like 80 bookmark sword types. He must be a blacksmith.
I know a guy that does blacksmith.
I've met
Or at least I did.
It's interesting.
A medieval combat
I knew a guy in
enthusiast.
high school that did one. He mostly made knives and such.
One of the girls at my work makes her own chainmail armor.
Oh, that's
Oh, wow.
interesting.
Chainmail armor.
That's really
Is
hard.
this for like cosplay, or does she? Is it actual armor?
Like she's really going for the legitimacy factor on cosplay.
Yeah.
My God. That's a lot of work to make chainmail armor.
And LARPing too.
Oh.
But
I
yeah,
have a
that's a
friend
lot of work.
that made chainmail armor.
It individually links each link together, and
Yeah, I would never do that.
me.
Okay, so you recording now?
Yes, I'm recording. I've been
Okay.
recording.
You never said it, so I had to ask. So this is picking up at the end of the last session where you guys had arrived in Yathnius. Some of you went to the Adventurers Guild and learned about the fate of Adis Freevald and some of the other things.
Poor Adis.
And I think you guys just went back to the tavern, and then that was the end of the session. Aiden and Trayson had brought up the attack on the Archmage, and some of you guys agreed or disagreed with attacking. And I think that was the end of it. I think some of you went to sell some stuff or buy some stuff, but I don't remember. I think you guys got the arrows in Gillespie's, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. We left to get arrows at some point.
Yeah, but I thought you did that in Gillespie's before even coming to Yathnius.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think it was right at the beginning of the session, so
Yeah, that would have been in Gillespie's.
yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
so that's where we're starting. So Laura and Arnaud are probably chilling together in the tavern.
Laura, Arnaud, and Kane were the ones I think that didn't want to do the break.
Did Kane not want to do it?
Yeah.
He didn't want to do anything.
He was that kind of on the fence about it, and Trayson was like, "Look, if you're not 100% committed, don't come."
And he's yeah, I'm not that.
And then Kane was like, "I'm not in this. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. I'm out."
I don't know how many times I got to explain to Wolfpack that because he said so many times he'll like abandon us.
Yeah.
That if I live, I'm going to kill him.
Also, I do have to say, it's kind of fantastic in retrospect that you were all talking about this in like an open tavern.
Well, it's the afternoon. It's kind of busy in here.
I mean,
There's a lot of noise.
it doesn't-
keep it secret.
Doesn't
Oh yeah,
this-
I don't remember if I mentioned this, but you guys arrived in town around midday, so it was early afternoon when you guys were probably discussing this.
Okay.
So it wouldn't have been a packed tavern, and now it's probably 4 p.m. or so.
Oh well, then we would have been discussing this not in the
Yeah.
Yeah, would have been in a room or something.
I assumed that there was discretion that was had.
yeah discussion was definitely had.
Yeah.
Now you just speak publicly. Hey, we're gonna go kill that Archmage.
Everyone grab your pitchforks!
Can you imagine? That'd be great. Please don't bring any fire.
What could
Anyways.
possibly go wrong?
Anyways, while they're all doing that, I'm gonna grab a drink with Arnaud here and go to a bit of a more discreet table.
A more discreet table.
Discreet. As in not right next to the whole group.
Way up here.
Find a
Actually,
dark
I
corner.
had to move my token in stages for that because I was so zoomed in. I had to like scroll bar up.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because you had no move. Never mind.
That's just as good though.
I really love this
Yeah.
bridge thing.
So I know I've talked about this with you before. I know we talked about it the last time this whole plan of theirs was put forth. I'm not comfortable with this whole assassinating the innocent thing.
Yes.
I know you aren't either. What are we gonna do about this? We have to find some way of stopping it.
Yeah, I would rather not have them get in trouble for it, though. So I would like to find a way of preventing this from even starting.
Ideally, we could resolve this peacefully, yes. But even if we can, do you have any ideas on how to proceed with this? Because
And
I'm not sure how easy it'll be to just talk them out of it.
so I hear of this amazing substance called sleeping powder. We could throw a party and have them drink some sleeping powder filled beer, and they could go to sleep.
Rufian got it.
Yes.
So
That's one plan.
Did we know about the additional reinforcements that Tracy?
I don't know.
I don't think he mentioned any of
Yeah,
that.
I don't think you did.
Soko, did you mention anything about the reinforcement?
I mentioned that I would have friends to the people who were in.
Yeah, I don't think he went into the details of it, but he mentioned vaguely.
So that's a plan. But
But what
I
happened
have a
about his friends that we don't know the first thing about.
well, that is a idea, but I really feel like that would just delay the inevitable. So that's not a long-term solution, even if it did work for now. So maybe a better idea would be to deliver a threat to the Archmage to make him genuinely feel like someone wants to take his life. And then they would be alert and possibly move his location. Or heavily armed.
Or at the very least, possibly beef up security and it might scare them away from him.
Yes, that is also a possibility. Something like that. Something that wouldn't incriminate anyone necessarily.
Right.
And one, so we could like things I've thought of, or we could like do graffiti on the wall saying "I'll kill you." We could throw bricks with messages tied through windows that said "I'll kill you," or we could set the house on fire.
Nothing. I'm not okay with assassinating people, but arson, I'm okay with this.
In before he was just out for the day and then the house burns down. And
Well, I mean, when I think about it, if we throw a brick through a window with just a message saying "I'll kill you," or we deliver any message that says "I'll kill you," that's a pretty terrible way to threaten someone. They don't really feel like they're in danger.
well, yeah. Which way do you think it might be better off to do a threat like that, or perhaps some kind of anonymous warning? Like, not specifically, maybe, but like, shit, you're in trouble. Like, watch out.
Well, that will put them on alert, maybe.
Exactly.
But
I mean, you're the charisma guy, so you'd write the message.
because my pen is so mighty.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Oh my god.
I mean, it's definitely a better solution, I think, than the sleep powder, because that'll just delay things one night, probably.
So, how do you feel about setting the house on fire? Because if we set the house on fire, then they would definitely perceive that someone wants him dead.
Uh-huh.
And then they would probably, leave the location. First of all, you wouldn't want to stay in a house that's been on fire and has part of the rooms damaged at least, if the whole house isn't burned down. And then the other point is that he will have very heavy security and no one will approach him. Presumably.
I don't know. I'm thinking more along the lines of anonymous warning instead. Because setting the city on fire is generally looked down upon by everybody we might run into. And I don't want to be caught and thrown into jail either.
That's a fair point. But I don't know if an anonymous message would be enough to really cause them to heed it. I mean, unless you can warn of something specific and be a credible source, I mean, I'm just not sure how seriously the Archmage or his guardsmen would take it. That's really the big issue here. That's why I'm talking about written messages. They're not really that effective because it doesn't. Are they going to take it seriously or not? We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't really know if they would be effective. I mean, we can try it.
I mean,
But also, will it take effect immediately? Will they start bringing up guards immediately, or will they wait a few days? Will they
that's a
decide?
good question. Even if all it accomplishes is getting him out of the building.
Oh, yes, we could warn him about his house, this particular house, being in danger.
Exactly. Somebody's gonna
That's a good
attack this
point.
location.
Now, hopefully he would take it seriously, because who knows? I mean,
if I got a letter taped to my door saying that my place was going to be raided in the next few days, I'd take it pretty serious.
well, he might be the kind of person who decides, bring it on, I'm a battle mage.
Well, at least then we could
And then
still
fortifies
have
it.
the hopeful situation where they'll notice the beefed up security and call it off.
Well, that's a good point. But another question is, would they be trying to beef up the security to keep attacks from happening? Or would they be wanting to draw whoever these terrible people are that are trying to kill the Archmage into a trap?
I don't know.
By
I don't
keeping
know
their
the
guards
actual-
hidden from view.
Mhm.
That's another point. Would they try and make a display of power to keep people away or keep their power hidden? And I genuinely don't know. I do not know this man.
Me either. It does complicate things, I know, but another question I have is longer term than all this. What do we do about Trayson? Because time after time, he's been putting the entire party at danger due to his status and personal goals.
He has been sneaking off a lot, but other than the situation...
The whole Tiancha stuff.
Oh, well, Arnaud got there literally right after that, just so you know.
Sorry, what?
Arnaud got into the party, like, right after the Tiancha stuff. He met you guys as you came back after
Did he
the...
actually tell you about that?
Well, I don't know, actually. He was there after... Yeah, after you guys escaped from the prison building, he was there at the bar waiting for you.
Oh, yeah, right.
So he didn't experience that.
Well, then I'll definitely give him a little reminder about the whole attack on the inn stuff, and
He was there for the end.
yeah, and give him a bit of a background
Oh, okay.
story on that, and
Yeah, he didn't know what was going on. He just suddenly got attacked in the head. He's like, what the
hell?
hell?
Very confused. Like, hey, friends, I'm joining you guys. Oh, God, there's people with swords. But yeah, those were Tiancha. They kidnapped both me and Trace and tortured, well, him, because I didn't know jack shit.
And then branded him. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that's when we learned, or soon after that, on the boat, I think, is when we learned about his Meridian agent status.
Oh, yes, you're right, yeah.
And honestly, I don't think this kind of stuff will stop. He's gonna keep trying to further his country, even if it puts all of us in danger. And honestly, I mean, he's already got his actions have already caused the death of one person in our group, at least. Because, was it Shane at the time?
Yeah, yeah, that was Shane.
I don't remember.
This person that I don't even know. I can't be bothered to remember that person's name. You got him killed.
Shane.
I think it's
They're too similar.
Kane's cousin? I don't know.
I think so. I believe it was. I only knew Shane briefly because he died the same night I met him, but but he seemed to be a fine fellow.
I'm just worried, especially since now he's dragging the group into yet another one of his personal things. Like, who's gonna die this?
Probably
Who's gonna
Theodore.
die next
I'm
time?
You bring up a good point, Laura. I think I'm not willing to abandon him, though. I feel like we should still hold true to our friends and try to prevent them from making such mistakes if we can.
I mean, if we can, but at the same time, he's wearing a bit thin on my pate, to say the least.
I guess I can't blame you there.
Like, I'd love it if everybody worked together and could cover each other's back, but I just don't trust him at all, really.
Yes, he clearly has his own goals. That's quite true.
I'm just worried those goals are in direct opposition of what the party will end up choosing one day.
That's probably going to happen. We've received foreshadowing that this will occur.
Shh, that's not stuff we know about. But yeah.
You're technically not wrong.
Technically not wrong, yeah.
Because, I mean, both Aiden and Tracy.
I mean, it's not like I'm saying that I just want to, like jump the guy in an alley or something, but we can't just keep letting him have his way, you know?
That would be hilarious.
But, like, the thing is, well, I don't know, the rest of the party seem to see him as a leader figure of sorts. I mean, Erg especially, and we'll need to figure out a way to get on Erg's good side more than Trayson is, because Erg is only in it for
money and fighting.
money and glory kind of thing, and Trayson's providing that, sort of.
Sort of. The fighting, at least.
Yeah. I mean, Erg doesn't really care about...
He doesn't think ahead to the
morals,
consequences.
Really. Yeah. And they're our two strongest fighters right now. Like, just me and you, we won't be able to have enough force in the party to really change things.
Yes, that is true. I haven't really thought about how best to deal with that particular situation.
Now,
It seems like a no-win situation.
it kind of is.
You can always join him. Well, we can't stop doing it, so let's just run away.
I mean, personally, I like loot and all, but Laura definitely wouldn't be down for.
Well,
I mean, Laura isn't against taking a questionable action or two, but assassinating what she sees as an innocent individual is.
Well, and I've been debating on having Trayson approach you two, basically stating that is the reason why he is doing that. Because everyone in the group, I don't know if does Theo know.
I don't think Theo or Johnny might know.
Yeah, I don't think they were there for that.
Well, I know they weren't, but I don't know if Johnny. I don't know why Johnny would, but would Theo be informed of Trayson's status during his visions game here? Because I know Theo received part of his vision was obviously like, "Here are the idiots you're trying to join." But I don't know if his angel would let Theo know. By the way, this guy's a fucking this, and this guy's. So I don't know.
I don't remember. It's been
Like I
a
said, that's
long
up to
time.
you.
But it's not that relevant for Theodard anyway. I mean, Theodard would find that, I don't know, that educational, but...
Yeah, it doesn't really suit his personality. He would not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically how I feel.
And I didn't think Johnny would really care too much either, because he's kind of brain dead.
I mean,
You damn straight he is.
So, I don't know. But yeah, I was definitely debating having Trayson try one more time because he'd rather have the group.
I
Kind
mean,
of,
you're gonna have to make some damn good arguments.
I know. And it's like I said, he's not gonna try like with his damn hardest to get you part of. You know, he understands you guys' situation. He understands where you guys stand, so that's what he's gonna basically come to us. Like, this is what's happening. Here's why I'm doing it, and if you guys want to join us, that's cool. If you don't, I understand this is not your war. That's basically what he's gonna be saying.
Mm-hmm.
Laura will probably just say, "Yeah, no, I'm not joining."
Yeah. So at some point, I'll have Trayson walk over and do.
Yeah, I think Arno would react the same way, though. He's not interested in killing an innocent man from his perspective.
We're good here with our drinks.
Especially since he is aware, because he's from Macedon, he's aware of the conflict between Trillin and Meridia.
I mean, and then what he's going to say to that is that would you consider a military combatant an innocent man or not? That's up to you to think about you being the military background.
Well, he's not a combatant.
As a military combatant, though, he's a researcher, as far as we know.
Yeah, he would definitely also explain the battle mage part, that he is a mage focused on combat, and he did take part in the fight as a military combatant.
But to be fair, I know a good deal of combat too, and I'm not a military combatant.
I know, I understand that.
He's not fighting in a war at the moment is really the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't have all his major arguments when he actually walks over.
Yeah. So yeah, once Trayson leaves again.
It's a difficult situation.
It really is. I mean, the best I can really think of is a warning, but I mean,
ideally we would just like to prevent the whole event from occurring. So it's...
Yeah. I mean, my thoughts is perhaps it would be a bit more concrete if somebody walked up and warned him in person. But at the same time, I don't really want to give too many details away either, and it might be suspicious, and they might hold the person, just start a whole other problem.
That's exactly what went through my mind. And before you get caught, and then we have to rescue your dumbasses at the same time.
I mean, rescue us. It's not like we're going to be tortured.
Oh, but held.
Well. Huh.
I mean, maybe the archmage needs training dummies
Training dummies?
Yeah,
to experiment on.
You have no idea what the personality of Archmage is.
Let me throw my magic rocks at you and watch you explode. Oh, man. Oh, man. I bet he's developing basically rock grenades.
I think he's just developing
Stun grenades, flashbangs.
Yeah, super flashbang.
That would work too. But why couldn't you make fire out of a flashbang? Or explosive, fragments?
I mean, you.
He's either A, trying to make a super flash grenade, or he's trying to make a Death Star. No, because he's
Why not both?
Yeah, he could, as far as I'm concerned, he could be trying to use his light magic to then amplify
I'll
the
tell
beam
you
to the
what.
point to where his laser.
I'll tell you what. The Death Star probably blinded all the people on Alderaan for that millisecond before they were vaporized.
It should have actually blinded every single person watching, but
Well, I mean,
should have done a lot of things.
I don't think a lot of things were watching from very close. I'm sure they have special glass on the ship to negate that. Because science.
Because science.
Well, because of Star Wars side.
Something else that's interesting, the amount of energy that would have been needed to destroy a planet would provide so much momentum to the Death Star itself in the opposite direction that it would be pushed back.
If you watch it, because science, they actually talk about that, so they would have to have inertia dampers all over. It is a thing in Star Wars. Because you have to look at let's take, for example, you have these people coming out of light speed, like almost, and decelerating within like 3 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah,
That works because reasons.
As Star Wars. I mean, you also have to ignore the fact that because the amount of physical energy it takes to go as fast as they are is near infinite, and they do it all the time.
I mean,
Easy
it's
peasy.
beyond infinite.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
have lots of energy, guys.
they basically have unlimited anything and everything they want.
Unlimited power engines, yes.
Unlimited power.
They have solved the energy crisis.
Well, I definitely don't think Down was setting his house on fire. If Arnaud wants to try for that, I guess he can, but
Before you set the house on fire, and the fact he's a pyro mage, he just proceeds to go, "What the fuck?" Sets the fire out and sets your ass on fire.
yeah, he just moves all the fire from the building to Arnaud.
I guess, yeah, if he's a pyro
Or he
mage.
crit succeeds in setting the fire and kills the mage.
Oh, damn, that's right, he's a pyro mage.
That would be amazing. Thanks, Arnaud. You're the best.
That would.
He shows back up at the end, and the inn is also on fire somehow.
Minty, no.
That's right, though. Yeah, he's a pyro mage. That sucks. That's
Yeah,
the
that
worst.
Probably actually wouldn't do much for a pyro mage.
Well,
Yeah, the pyro mage is like, damn, well, you set my house on fire. I guess I'll move it.
But that's actually one of the things I'm relying on, because we're going to be inside of a wooden house. So you can't use his pyro magic, his earth magic very effectively. It's basically going to be his light magic and whatever other magic that he knows that we don't know about,
So wear sunglasses.
basically.
Do we have those in this world?
No.
Polarized glass become a thing. Maybe that's what he's inventing in his spare time. Sorry.
He's going to become Cyclops. This is the solution here.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, why not?
I support this.
I mean, as long as
So pyro mage, right? So I guess fire is out.
you guys don't know that, though.
Oh, we don't know that. Okay.
No, we don't even know the type of magic he knows.
Hmm.
Now, you guys would know about Erg would go, "Erg, blind!" But no, it was Theo who went blind. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you guys would know about that. That's about it.
I guess setting the house on fire would still be a good idea. At least our goal is not to cause damage, it's to deliver a threat. Setting the house on fire itself would lend legitimacy to the idea of a threat. And then, depending on... So, what I could do, Laura, is I could try and set the house on fire. And after that, you could throw a brick at the house, because they're probably going to have a more fortified guard after I set the house on fire. or try to, and then he'll put it out because he's a pyro archmage, so he can just move the fire away or something. I don't know.
You don't know he's a pyromate.
Oh, I don't know. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. He was gonna do it anyway.
Well, can I save us some time and assume that eventually we'll scout the place out and see that the courtyard is fucking massive and that plan probably won't do great?
What plan? What?
To throw a brick.
Oh, if you throw a brick at the house, they'll hear it hit the house.
I mean, I guess, but
What the hell was that? Something hit the door. Oh, okay. The walk outside.
door. You want me to do it from the front?
Oh, I guess. Well, I mean, you can do whatever. You can throw it through a window. I don't
Walk
mind.
in through the gate, throw a brick onto the door, and leave.
You can throw several bricks if you want to different places. I don't know.
Where's all the bricks?
Yeah, we're getting this many bricks.
I mean, you could just find some decent rocks. I don't know. It's up to you. I'm setting the house on fire. I got my own goals here.
Okay.
I can't wait for Casey to get us all killed.
It'll be
Set
great.
the house on fire while we're doing the raid. Suddenly, pyro mage is like, "Well, my house is already on fire. Time to say everything else."
I mean, okay, assuming we do set this house on fire, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if he doesn't discover that immediately?
I don't think that.
Or doesn't have a way to put it out?
I mean, then he'll evacuate the house. I mean, there's gonna be people around the house, and they're gonna alert the people inside. They're not just gonna run away from the house and let him die.
Are we really gonna burn down a whole house for this, though?
I mean, I'd rather that than anybody die.
But you're assuming that no one will die.
You're assuming nobody's dying from a fire.
Well, I mean, the Archmage won't die. I don't. And our friends won't die. I don't think they'll die.
Well, unless they're stupid enough to walk into the fire.
Well, this would be before they go. That's the point.
Well, I'm assuming that the fire is going to be burning for a while.
I mean, they won't walk into a flaming house, will they? I hope not.
I'd hope not, yeah.
Bad challenge.
I mean, yeah, if you want it to be.
Yeah, I don't think
We can make that an achievement.
I don't think I'd go the brick route, but delivering some kind of warning, I'll probably do that much.
Oh, yeah. Well, what I mean is that they will have... Basically, I was thinking I would try to set the house on fire first because the warning wouldn't make sense before that. So you'd put it on afterwards. But the problem is that once I tried to set the house on fire, they'd put out a stronger guard. So you might not have the opportunity to just tie a warning to the gate or tape it. We don't have tape at this time, but whatever we use.
Alternatively, what if, bear with me here, we just do them at the same time?
Oh, that's a reasonable idea.
Like, I'd walk up, just tape the fucking note to the door and be like, yo, people want you dead. They're trying to kill you. Watch out. And then you set the house on fire.
Yes. Would you also mind throwing a rock at the opposite window from where I'm going to set the fire so that people can try and approach that side? And then I can set the fire easier. And then...
So you look away from the fire so that nobody's around to see the fire.
Well, the fire needs to start first.
I mean...
I need to be able to set the fire first. That's the thing. I don't want people seeing me setting the fire and then catching me. That wouldn't be good.
Saving some time here. What are the outside walls of the building made out of?
They're not wood. They would be stone.
Might be a little difficult to set a fire.
Well, that's part of the point. I would have to go to the house and set it on the house itself, not the wall.
You mean, like, go inside the house to set the fire?
Well, I'm talking...
Compound.
Yeah, I'm talking... You were talking about the outermost compound walls, right? Not the house walls.
I was referring to the house walls.
Oh, no.
Oh. It would be treated wood for the most part.
Did he have stains back then?
Yes. I don't know specifically about stains, but they would have paint.
Okay. I'm just curious because paint is not exactly the greatest thing to prevent fire, especially if there's what they made paint out of back then. But if it's stained wood, stain can actually help prevent fire for a little bit. It can help prevent sparking and catching the fire.
Yeah, they would have had treated wood, and that would be some form of fire retardant chemical.
Mm.
For the outer walls, at least.
Yeah.
One concern I'd have here. Now, what if you get caught? And
Well-
then the warning is obsolete and they think, oh, this is some elaborate prank of some kind. Like, oh,
I will
they set a
warn them.
small fire to scare the big bad archmage.
I will warn them.
I came to set your house on fire to try to warn you about a potential threat of your life.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's okay. If I get captured, I will not give up my friends. I will warn them, and they will set up a guard, and the attack will not occur. And I will eventually be freed, because, I mean, what else are they going to do? Are they going to kill me for trying to set a fire?
I mean, you don't know the guy. Maybe.
That's
Or just-
fair.
They'll send you to prison.
I can also tell him who I am. I am Arnaud, the new.
Okay, so you're gonna start a war now.
I like this idea.
I'm the son of a grand general or whatever, and I'm gonna fucking set this archmage's house on fire.
Don't trust Soko, whatever he says.
Even before Arnaud does my job for me.
That's fair, yes. That wood frame I see it on. Yes, you are correct.
I would really see it on very much.
The solution is not to get caught.
I think the solution is not to set his house on fire.
The only problem is that I don't think that the plan would work otherwise. I find it hard to believe that he would set an external guard that would keep people away from the house. I just don't see it as likely.
Alternatively,
Unless there was a serious threat. That's really what I mean. I don't think that warning them with a simple, someone's out to get you, would be enough. Evacuating the house? I don't...
what if we were a little more specific, but not too specific? Like, we specified warning there's going to be an assassination attempt by Meridian agents located in the city.
Oh, that's a fair idea.
Because the anonymous warning would work a lot better, because at least he knows that Meridia is a threat.
Still, the same issue arises, though, where does he try and set an external guard to keep them away? Or does he try and...
No matter what we do, that's the issue. Because, I mean, even if we set the fire, will he set a guard waiting for the person to come back? Or is he going to set a guard to, scare him away?
I'm just going to question that real quick because Trayson at no point stated that he wanted to kill the guy every single time he said about killing the guy, it was to rob.
Yeah, it's hard to draw conclusions anything other than you're a Meridian agent when you are a Meridian agent. It kind of makes your intentions...
You did say you want to rob him, but...
He's an
at the same
archmage
time,
for
you're
Triln.
You're known to be a Meridian agent, and...
No, I'm just... There was no jumping to...
Meridian is known to be against Triln mages.
Yeah, no. I was just making sure that...
Like,
no assumption of...
yeah, we're not really idiots, you know?
I know.
But yeah, I mean, setting the house on fire. I don't really think that they would just set a guard for having the house on fire, unless they.
Quite honestly, at that point, they'd probably just report it to the town guard and be about their business.
I guess it
Like,
depends.
hey, there's an arson about. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how severe the fire was.
I mean, if you are gonna burn his house down, then
If only part of a room goes down, that would be enough.
and it would be very distracting.
I just doubt you'd stay in the same house if you had part of your house burned down. Especially, I mean, considering that he realizes he is a valuable person, which hopefully he would. I mean, he's an archmage. He should be a VIP in this area.
Mm.
But I don't know. That depends on his disposition, whether or not he would observe himself to be a target for assassination or not.
Well, if he's made it up to Archmage status, chances are there's already probably been an attempt on his life by now.
At some point, maybe, yes.
Even possibly just by other mages. I imagine they're a backstabbing bunch.
It's feudalism, so you tell me.
I don't know enough about feudalism, but I
More
That's-
meritocracy,
yeah.
but
Oh, I thought they were feudalistic. in
I
society.
mean, in terms of overall, but specifically the Mages Guild itself is more so a meritocracy.
Got it.
Yeah, the Mages Guild would be a bit different in that way. It's more about showing results because you can literally set people on fire and stuff.
But yeah, Trillin in general is feudalistic.
I'm just worried if we do warn them that the fire will actually, I guess, lessen their expectations for any attack.
Oh,
Like, oh, if this is all that's going to happen, if they're going to throw a flaming something over to set the house on fire, oh, big whoop.
Hmm.
You know, like, there's a very big difference between somebody throwing a Molotov cocktail at the house and then running away and, like, 8 armed people blowing down the door and sneaking in through window.
Yes. I guess it's difficult either way.
I mean, all our options suck. It's just trying to find the one that sucks the least.
Yeah.
So I think.
Do you wanna flip a coin?
I don't think we're quite there yet, but it's getting there.
What did you say, Silko?
I said this might be a chance for Tracy to finally come. I'm just trying to figure out when it's a good time.
To come in to do what?
He's gonna have that conversation with you two. One final.
I assume that had already happened.
Oh, yeah, I assumed it
no.
already happened as well. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, I thought we weren't. I thought that didn't happen yet.
It can happen now.
Hold on a second. They shop at a green bar, not a red bar, so I'm not Mr. Robot. And before the moment we start, I get Mr. Robot.
Of course.
Okay, so Jason will come over and he will pull that seat out right there, and he will sit. And he'll start with. So I know you guys are extremely uncomfortable with what the rest of the group is thinking of doing. And I'm sure you guys have probably already put 2 and 2 together, but I do owe you an explanation. as I definitely know our no. Trell and Meridia have had conflicts in the past, and as you guys are both aware, I am indeed an agent for Meridia, and so this is why. So you guys can figure this out. I ain't doing this for my country. I understand you guys believe him to be an innocent man. I can tell you he's not. He is a soldier. He has fought. He is a mage, not meant to try to discover new magics for the advancement of prosperity in their society. He is discovering magics to use in combat, either against Meridia or Acid, or even against other mages. So I wouldn't define him any more innocent than me. So I would definitely rather have you guys at my side during this than not with me.
Well, to be honest, we would prefer that you not kill the man.
That's not much of an option.
Well, frankly, this isn't our war.
And that's fair, and that's why I respect it. But especially and Trayson turns his head to our no. You're aware of how aggressive Trump can be. And you're aware that they will eventually try to push into ACD. So, for the sake of your country, it may be worthwhile to try to prevent them from having yet another weapon. Because I can tell you from personal experience, their magics are powerful.
I believe you.
And should rightfully be feared. And the last thing I would want to see is your people slaughtered by magic.
Well, I believe you, but I would still like to not kill him.
If he wasn't an archmage, I would complicate the idea of capturing him. Unfortunately, he is far too powerful to be caught. I can't think of a way to properly subdue him and hold him and put him on a boat to take him away from here. It's just not possible. He's just. And unless you guys know something I don't, I can't think of a way to nullify his magic, short of just ending his life.
Yes, I know of no such means.
I can't say I know of any way to do.
Laura, you might
Might
know something because of what happened to Bryn. I don't know how in detail Unity would have gotten
Oh, right. There's those magic suppressant shackles, right?
callers, but yes.
Or collars, yeah.
Brr? Well, would Laura share that?
I don't know if you know that. Wait, wouldn't Trayson know about those?
Would Trayson know about those?
Since
Those-
his entire country is bent on fighting magic users all the time?
No, so this is an Aenean thing. This is not something that Meridia has. This is Aenean.
Interesting.
So I don't think Meridia would have much knowledge of it because it was never used against Meridia because Meridia doesn't have magic.
Mm-hmm.
And there hasn't been a war between Trailn and Aenea for it to be widespread knowledge. Like, the only reason Laura would know about it is because it happened to Bryn.
Right. I don't think that Unity went into depth much on Brand. Let me see how much energy I have left.
I was about to say, would Unity, in hoping to prevent the party from dying, or potentially dying, would she send a message to Laura saying blah blah? Because if we could take the Archmage alive, Trayson would prefer that just simply because of all the information he would know. And his goal is to either capture or kill.
Mm-hmm.
And he did just tell you, like, he's just too powerful. I can't think of a way to capture him. So unless you guys need something.
See, I think Laura would tell Trayson about that, but I'm not sure if Unity would tell Laura about that.
Why would Unity not?
Because right now she sees Trayson as a bit of a distraction on the group and an endangerment to the group. And she would rather the attack do go off and Trayson die during the attack. So that the group could get back on.
I'm looking at Unity right now, and her thing is ideal. That's not very idealistic.
I guess.
Deviousness.
I was thinking of deviousness, but...
And viewing Trayson as being a detriment to teamwork.
Yeah.
It could work.
At the same time, using the combination of teamwork and idealism, if you can stop the group from dying.
Ideally, it would be great if the team were together, but...
Yeah. Like I said, I just don't know how much will overrides here for Unity. Because I can see the
maybe now Unity needs to have a bit of a talk with Scourge. That is your angel, right? Or is that Casey's angel?
That's Casey's. Jaster is...
So, whatever your angel was then.
Jaster?
Yeah.
Right, Jaster.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe Unity needs to have a bit of a talk with Jaster, see if she can get Jaster to talk Trayson out of it with a message.
He's not really... He kind of doesn't care.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He doesn't... I mean, the thing is, he sees... So Order is his divine creed, is his number one. And Trayson being imperialism being the definition of order. And he is vengeful. He believes in teamwork. So I mean, he's kind of doing... Like, he's attempting an assassination attempt, which is preemptive, teamwork, vengeful, and he's doing it for his empire, which is order. So, like, so Jaster's like, well, I mean, I would do the same thing if I was in Jaster's position. I mean, Jaster would do the same thing if he was in Trayson's position, so he's okay with this. He's a soldier following his orders. That's what it comes down to, which is the definition of order.
So
he wouldn't interfere.
Like, try and get Trayson killed, or does Unity try and get the team back together? Because, yeah, I don't know if she has enough faith in the team being able to get back together. Because this problem of conflicting paths isn't going to get better, from her perspective at least.
So when Jaster selected Trayson, Jaster knew that one of Trayson's priorities is going to be advancement of the Empire, and he used that to get Trayson to follow him, which meant that Jaster already accepted part of Trayson's requirements to do all this would to try to advance his empire. So
Right.
he sees it as part of a deal.
Right.
So he wouldn't. So Jaster would, and he has multiple times tried to help Trayson complete it.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, Trayson having 6 faith is boosting Jaster's power. So Trayson going out and completing his goals is also...
But at the same time, though, what would it do if we did have the discussion about the Aenean callers? I highly doubt there's some just lying about nearby, and going up to Aenea is a big detour from Ebenweir.
Isn't Aenea a different continent?
Yep.
Well, one of the things that could happen is potentially the Angels looking for a location for these scholars, if there is any in the city.
I mean, Yeah, we'll
Would
look
that
around.
be considered an artifact item? Then? An object that can stop aura?
It's definitely not a common item.
I mean, our angels will look around. I don't know how successful they'll be. For any angels that agree to do so, at least.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Jasper's even aware. I mean, Jasper, as far as Jasper knows, Bren didn't come back to the group. I don't know how much information Jasper gets to know about what other acolytes in the groups do.
You only get knowledge of what the other angels give you knowledge of.
Okay, so
you
it's
can't
up to
observe
you.
other acolytes.
That's what I thought. So it'll be up to Unity to let Jasper know.
Caffriel also knows from what happened to Tarek.
It would be up to those two angels to
But
tell Jasper if they
Caffrey
want.
doesn't know about this conversation, though.
Yeah, but if your angels do a glance around the city looking for clues about callers, I do not believe there are any callers in Yath.
Okay. So that's not currently an option.
Not unless you want to call off the assassins and have them travel to a different continent with you several months and possibly lose your chance at attacking the target.
Well, we wouldn't go to that continent in the first place because we know how powerful those guys are and they would wreck our ship. Actually, they have wrecked our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that war did not go very well for any.
Yeah,
I'm from Meridia.
It's like the plague.
That's fair. That's fair.
Did we even make it to the land? Did we even make it to the beach?
Probably the first time you showed up because they didn't know you were coming.
Look, I bet.
But you didn't stay there very long.
Yeah, we're just leaving that place alone. I doubt even the archmages. I doubt even the mages can handle going over there. I mean, granted, their magics would be massively multiplied, but I don't think even they, with all their magic, can conquer them.
So it looks like that plan is kind of out.
Yeah, the main difference, just on the context between the Mages Guild and Ania, is that in Ania, it's basically every single person has Fury crafting. It's common, so it's an everyday thing. People use it constantly to,
Do their
blacksmith is
jobs. Yeah.
constantly using it. It's what they do for their jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, just because you know how to use that doesn't mean you know how
True.
to use it.
What it means is that, in Trail, only a few people are mages. But in Ania, the entire continental population is Fury crafted.
But wasn't the fact that the mages have magic, wasn't that the driving force and why Meridia was having, or were their actual military forces actually strong enough to compete against Meridia?
So it was a combination of magic and also the, I don't want to say industrialization because that's not the right word, just the large economic might would be a good way to describe it of the region, because it's an extremely fertile region. It's the coastal flatland, so they've all got the entire region is very easily exploitable for resources.
Well, regardless, colors are a dead option, so.
Yep.
Now I can't think of any any way of doing that.
So yeah, unfortunately, death is currently the only option I can see.
Well, if your mind's made up.
I mean, I understand your wishes, friend, but I would still prefer that we leave that alone and not deal with the threat of an archmage who could probably kill us all anyway, so...
I think, Arno, with you coming from the defense background, you would know that an order is an order. And a good soldier follows.
Well, Arno is also the kind of guy who avoids responsibility like the plague, so...
Arno is not the best case for order.
Yeah, that's why he's here, so that he doesn't
Yep.
But Trayson doesn't know that.
Okay.
That's a good point,
As
yeah.
far as Trayson knows, he's here because an angel told him to come, and he now knows that his family is so involved with the military. That's basically all Trayson knows. So if Tracy would say to another military man, an order's an order, you know I have to follow my orders, that would just make perfect sense.
Yes. I'm just explaining things from Arnaud's perspective.
I'm taking that into account, but I'm also trying not to have Tracy know things either.
Yeah, that's fair. And I understand what an order is an order. You are a good soldier, sir. But I still cannot agree to this battle.
That's fair.
I like the idea of Tracy just using that exact tone of voice, like, yeah, that's fair. And just walking away.
That's pretty much the end of the conversation. I mean, he told him this is why this went on, and he's being forward and honest.
Yeah.
There's not really a whole lot more he can really say or do to try to convince you guys.
Yeah, I guess you've...
Wish us luck.
Yeah.
I still think we should go with a warning, not the whole fire thing.
Yes, I mean, it could be dangerous. A fire could be dangerous. You're right. Unfortunately, I just feel like our whole party will die. Because I do think that the Archmage would probably welcome combat and surround himself with powerful armed guards.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's just be completely honest here. Our group is used to retreat. like I'm sure that they'd manage to get away once things went south. Like, literally all we ever do is retreat from things.
Yes, but we also haven't really fought an Archmage. I don't know what kind of magic he could pull to blind our guys so they can't run away properly. They don't know where they're going, or
That's fair. Yeah.
or setting a wall of flame or a wall of earthwork in their path.
I mean, they have an erg. They can break through the wall. Yeah, we brought an Archmage. Yeah, well, we brought an erg. Erg smash!
Easy 3-foot thick
Easy.
earth wall. Bam! Just hit it hard enough, it'll fall.
Is that like an Avengers reference?
Yes.
Brought a Hulk? Okay.
Good
I
job.
thought it might be.
You got it, Myth. Yay.
Everyone clap for me. Does that make Tracy Captain America?
Well, he is the only one with a shield, so
And he's a soldier.
I'm Hawkeye, I guess.
I mean, I guess Arnaud has a shield, but he's not a fighter.
Does that make... Wait, if you're Hawkeye, does that make Aiden Black Widow?
Yeah, no. Aiden can be Hawkeye. Laura doesn't want to be Hawkeye anyways. Hawkeye sucks.
Does that make Johnny Thor?
No.
Yeah, no.
Wait, do we have hammers?
I would
Yes.
say Johnny is Drax.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yes,
That
I'm
would make
okay
more
with
sense.
it. I'm perfectly okay with it. What'd that make Theo?
What's that make Arnaud?
Somebody's got to be Rocket Raccoon.
No. Arnaud is Star-Lord.
Yes,
Easy.
definitely.
Oh my god. But,
100%.
but Star-Lord fights a lot. I don't know.
But he also talks a lot.
Yeah,
He's far too respectful to be Star-Lord. Star-Lord talks a lot.
to be fair, though, if Arnaud had a gun, he'd probably fight too.
Yeah, that's true. Guns are a lot easier to fight with than swords.
Yeah.
You just shoot people instead of swinging it.
I don't know. I'm willing to let Arnaud be Captain America. That means I get to be Iron Man.
I mean, Arnaud talks a lot of shit too. He heckles and distracts people constantly in combat.
Or he tries to, anyway.
He tries.
He tries really hard, but it never seems to work out.
I mean,
Kinda
I'm
like
willing
Star-Lord.
to let Trayson take, Iron Man. I mean, he's encased in a full suit of armor.
Yeah.
He's kind of an ass at times. He's definitely snarky.
Yeah, I think that's a better match than
But at
Captain
the
America.
same time,
But can he fly?
But at the same time, though, Arnaud is probably closer to the billboy, playboy, philanthropist. So
That's fair.
oh, look,
There,
it's
there we
not-
go. There we go. Case of Ka.
You're cutting out.
I said, make Thor, Ka. Make yourself a mage who has lightning powers and a hammer.
Yes.
Make Thor,
Do it.
and then make Loki.
I want my next character to be a pole arms guy.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
Make Loki then. Loki uses a scepter.
Yeah, Loki could use
I could do
sword.
that. Wait, how would I do that though?
Light magic.
It's not. Is there any good spells for deception? I don't think so.
It's literally Loki. There's a magical ability in light that is literally make a double ganger. What does Loki do all the time? He's the god.
Yeah.
He's the trickster god.
Mentalism, photokinesis would probably be the way to go for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That'd be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then body manipulation because he's Asgard. Well, not Asgardian, but he's really strong.
That'll be my next character. I'll sit down and work on that at some point this week.
Easy.
So we don't know when or how this attack is going to take place.
So
It could be tonight. It could be tomorrow.
I recommend we take action today.
Yes.
I can't wait for you guys to take action today, and you guys are doing all this while we're attacking.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for us to go to take action, and then you guys are attacking and see us standing at the front door.
What would happen? Would you guys just say, "Well, fuck this, I'm out," or you would say, "Well, we're here, may as well."
I mean, one way to find out.
I mean, to be fair, the guards would see you as a part of the attack group.
I mean, let's be honest. Any action we did take would be way before the attack took place, because we're probably going to do it under the cover of nightfall, right?
Are you guys really going to try to sneak in and set a fire in the middle of the day?
I mean, not middle of day, but we're going to do whatever we're going to do before the midnight hour that you'll probably be.
We'll see what happens.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it also depends on what avenue we're going to take.
Oh yeah, whether we set the house on fire or not.
Yeah.
That matters a lot.
That matters a significant amount, yes.
Well, I'd be willing to try the warning.
I mean, worst case scenario, we could set the house on fire later. I mean, fire is always an option.
Well, setting it on fire later? What do you mean? Do you mean before they attack still?
If
or
they don't take it seriously and
we
don't
don't see
beef up
guards? Oh, so we could keep an eye on them throughout the day. Okay,
pretty much, yeah.
that's fair. I am willing to attempt this.
Chill on a rooftop or something. I don't know.
Stalk them. Yes.
So does that mean you're not going to let Aiden borrow your grappling hook?
I'd probably not. I don't know.
I'm just saying, because you did last time.
Yeah, but she didn't know what it was for last time.
He was pretty... Didn't he say that they don't that he was armed up to rob a place?
Sorry, what? You're cutting out.
Then last time, he borrowed the crowbar. He had all this stuff for thieving, and he was like, "Don't worry, I've done this before." And you're really, really concerned.
No, you said later that, towards the end of that, when I started to say I wasn't going to give you the grappling hook, you said, "Oh no, he's not actually saying this to Laura out loud." And then I was like, I mean, I guess if you're not going into that, then sure.
Fair enough. I mean, if you're not going to give it to him, I guess Jason will go buy one.
And yeah, I probably wouldn't give it to him just on principle because I'm not participating in the attack, so I still wouldn't want to contribute to the attack.
Alright,
At
I'm
least-
gonna see how much a grappling hook is.
Johnny might have one? Question mark?
So what kind of letter or warning or whatever are we going to give?
No, I don't.
I'm not seeing none one that you have.
No, I don't. I'm thinking of Terror.
We can write him a simple message.
Or Dogma. Dogma had one. That's what it was.
Meridia is out to get you.
That's where Laura got that.
Please leave this house and or fortify it in a way we could literally tell him what to do to avoid it. Place a strong guard outside to keep them from attacking.
And before you do that, we still sneak inside, and we manage to kill him easier now because you made all the guards go up.
I mean, I'd just be impressed at that point, but we upped the guards and they still snuck in. Alright.
Damn. I guess we couldn't really do anything else.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we're not putting our lives on the line here or anything. Like,
We're just doing the best we can.
I'm just saying, a lot of the choices that you guys are doing are increasing the probability we will.
probability of what? That didn't help your mic.
A lot of the options you're throwing out are dramatically increasing the probability that we will die.
TPK.
I mean, that is a concern, yeah.
Very
But-
counterintuitive than what you're trying to do. Just saying.
I mean, leveling you here. Laura doesn't really care if Treason dies. I mean, she'd be
Yeah,
very
you're increasing the probability that everyone else will die too.
I mean, yeah, she would be sad about other people dying too, but
That's why we can do both things. We can sleeping powder their drinks and warn them. And then hopefully,
again,
we can keep
sleeping
some
powder thing is
people-
just gonna be like a night.
well, yeah, but that's the thing. Well, what if they still attack today? If they attack today, then we're preventing it for now. And
We could
we could keep at least some of our party from participating.
sleeping powder one of them. Anything more than that might be suspicious.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're going to be throwing a party. They'll get drunk.
Like if let's say Erg refuses to get up or something, and he's like, and that's one thing. But if everybody except Tristan is just like, it's a bit different.
Well, I mean, they won't remember what happened. They'll just be asleep, and then they'll wake up tomorrow, and we'll tell them, hey, you got really drunk last night. That's probably why you don't remember what happened.
You also risk traces of retaliation if you drug half the party.
Yeah. Retaliation is definitely a concern the more we make ourselves obvious about this, so...
I mean, okay, we can try and
let's be
spike 2 of their drinks. That's fine.
Let's be honest, if Treason finds out about this, he's gonna kill us, so...
Would he really kill us for causing people to go to sleep?
For preventing his mission.
I mean, he already knows we're not for this.
Being not for something and being actively against something are two very different things.
I mean, he should know we're against this in opinion anyway. Maybe not in act. He might not realize. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely knows we're against it in opinion, but opinions are opinions. So,
I'm just saying. I mean, if half the group suddenly doesn't wake up, he's going to be like very, very suspicious. I think
I mean,
that.
yeah,
I'm trying to find a way where it doesn't metagame.
I mean,
It's
no,
really
yeah.
easy to metagame, but it's like
No, for sure.
He's
for
not-
sure. I agree. Treason would be suspicious as fuck.
he's already very paranoid. Isn't it?
Well, he can be suspicious as long as nobody dies.
Yeah, you just got to get a shield bash in the face.
I mean, say, I think for the sleeping plan at least, Erg would probably work the best. 'Cause
Yeah. Most likely.
like Erg sleeping in and refusing to get up. He got drunk. He's tired. He's
Erg, sleep!
Erg, sleep.
Now, you can confirm this with Myth, but I was going to have Tracy and Aiden not, and it would make a lot of sense for him to ask the others also not to drink.
Okay. But then, like, if something like, who else is going? If Aiden suddenly refuses to get up, well, that's different. Something suspicious there. From what we've known.
Well,
of
what
him,
we could do is we could wheel them out on our wheelbarrow and take them
you guys
out.
have no reason to suspect Aiden at all. In fact, Aiden has
No, we
really
don't know
actually
Aiden is an agent.
Yeah, no.
But just from his personality, he doesn't seem like the kind of person that would do that, so.
As far as you guys know, he's just more of a roguish character.
Yeah.
All right, so we get Erg to drink some beer with sleeping powder in it. Sound good? And we also do this other plan.
If you want to work on the sleeping powder plan, I guess. I can work on the note.
Sounds good. Oh, I have parchment for you. You may write.
Don't get caught because that would be bad.
Well, we're not gonna. Don't get caught doing what? Oh,
Slipping roofies into his drink.
oh. Okay.
Assuming that he even is allowed to take the drink. For all I know, the group is going to be all together.
I mean, it's not like Erg Erg's the kind of person who would accept free things just because they're free.
Yeah,
That's one of the
if
reasons
Erg is with
getting fucked up during the.
But if Erg is with the entire group, not only would Trayson strongly advise against it, but he'd see you handing him the drink, and then he'd pass out immediately after.
He won't pass out immediately after. That's not the way sleeping powder works.
It would take like an
Okay.
hour.
But still, you know what I mean. He might be able to put two and two together. That's my concern. Like, oh yeah, he hasn't done anything except one drink from our note. Well,
Yeah, a 6'7", 300-pound man going down for their one.
I wasn't planning on it being one drink.
something tells me that Tracy will try very hard not to let Erg get smashed drunk.
Can't confirm.
I mean, yeah, but Erg's gonna do what Erg's gonna do. I mean,
Well, I mean, you do whatever you think is best for your plan. If you think it'll work, go ahead. If you don't, bail. Just remember which glass you put the sleeping powder in.
And before, because you're drunk, a myth makes you do a 1D insert number of glasses on the thing.
Aha, but what you haven't realized is I've slowly built up an immunity to roofies over the course of the years, and
No, that it ends up drugging the wrong person.
I actually put the drug in both glasses. Aha.
easy.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
easiest solution. I mean, Arnaud can just go to sleep and everything's fine. He'll wake up the next morning and be like, damn, I must have drank a lot. Did the attack go off?
I mean, if Arnaud did pass out too, that would actually make things a little bit more believable. Makes it look like somebody was just planning to rob the two of you or something.
That'd be really stupid to try to rob her.
Well, sleeping powder doesn't make you pass out. It just makes you feel
Well, not right
sleepy.
away, but like it'll make you retire earlier, sleep deeper. You could go into after shit, you know.
Yeah.
Just theoretically, you know.
I know, I'm just saying it'd be a really dumb idea to try to steal from her. I'm saying in general.
He did chase down a little kid for an entire city because they took a sword. So
And he also, brutally murdered that Witten child.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but
Erg beat little people.
me too.
And didn't he also like heavily intimidate another kid?
Yes. I think so. Was that a different
Yeah.
kid? Yes. This is Erg.
Also, where would you be getting sleeping powder on short notice?
Oh, what was the guy who had sleeping powder?
The apothecary.
Apothecary. He has sleeping
You
powder.
can- I've added it to the specialty items, by the way, in the handbook.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. Well,
Sleep powder. Without risk of nightmares.
I'm back.
Cool.
no lie, Arno could actually use some sleep powder.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, sleep powder seems useful. Arno's just gonna buy some of this to keep.
I mean, the thing. Well, I guess, but if you do keep it, then like, if he is affected by sleep powder, well, it might be our one party member that carries sleep powder. I don't know.
I don't know what you mean. Say that again? What? Arno's gonna
I'm just-
buy some sleep powder to use and some to keep.
Oh, nice! You can use sleep powder to take additional long rest to give you advantage on that.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I'm saying. Arno would find that really useful because he can heal people during the night and sleep during the day.
Yeah.
Or carry him.
Oh no! After 10 minutes after consuming, they must pass a bit save or fail. Or 10 minutes save with DC by. If they pass 3 saves completely, they resist the effect.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Interesting.
So it could just fail.
It could. It could just fail. That's another point.
Any plan can just fail.
That's why you gotta just load them up with like 10 ounces.
Just put Erg into a coma.
Erg
If I
never
wasn't
wakes
just
up.
drinking straight powder by the end of it, you
You do realize that straight up, if Erg takes a drink and you put like 20 ounces of fucking powder and he falls asleep 10 minutes later, Tracy's gonna be like, "What the fuck did you put in his drink?"
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't gonna do that.
Okay, I'll just because
I mean,
yeah,
if he
it's always-
doesn't pass, if he passes all the saves, then that's fine. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean,
No, I'm just saying though, like in 10 minutes. 2 hours post consume. He could just take a nap and wake up.
3 ounces, that's 6 hours minimum.
Oh, per ounce consumed. My bad. I missed. Yeah, we gotta start carrying around some sleep powder for when we're injured.
Yeah,
Get
seriously.
more. We can sleep during the day,
mm-hmm.
especially some of us who have higher recovery points.
Gotta jump up that price a little bit.
God damn it!
Alright, well, anyways.
You should have bought some prior to the frustrations, Casey.
Pocket, like, oh, there's suddenly high demand in the city. I can try.
You know, I'll write up a note referencing Meridian agents in the area and a threat to the guy's life.
Yeah, you don't need to stress out about figuring that out now. Just get it to me before the next mini
Yeah.
session.
Well, yeah, pretty much, yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't really need to stress out too much about it either way, like, as long as I get the main points across.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm really sure. I'm feeling that there's going to be a session of actual PvP coming up soon.
I mean, honestly, I've been expecting PvP for pretty much since your first plan to attack the Archimage. That was the first time I brought it up with Arno, so...
Because the very first time I think we've had real PvP was when Trayson hit what's his face, Alfonso in the face with a shield. That was hilarious. Fucking broke his nose.
Alright, so yeah, Laura would deliver that letter at some point. I don't know what Arno wants to do from now.
Yeah, so I assume Arnaud is heading out to the apothecary to get some sleep powder.
Yes.
I mean, that's happening regardless of what he does, just because of how useful it is. But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I think Arnaud will get. How much does he want to? Because he wants to keep some of it. So consuming this point, consuming all 3 ounces can knock someone out. Okay. That's the 10 minutes after consuming, they must pass the DC 13 bit save or fall unconscious. That's if they consume 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you choose not to take a save and just let it affect you?
Yes. You can always choose to just automatically fail a save.
Cool. I was worried that we're trying to do this in order to get more rest in order to heal ourselves easier. You'd be like, nope, pass a save, fuck you.
I mean, honestly, living with insomnia, life can be like that sometimes.
Yeah, no, I know. I know it is. That's why I'm just curious if he's gonna be like that or not.
I think Arnaud will get 100 coins worth of sleep powder.
Okay. So
Talk now.
12 ounces.
12 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay, so there any final discussion between Laura and Arnaud before the message is potentially delivered?
I mean, we've already said everything, I think.
I still disapprove of the riskiness of Arnaud's plans, but, you know, he'll do what he's going to do at this point.
The risky to do what? Oh, you mean like putting people to sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Of Erg passing out 10 minutes later and Trayson
I don't think he'll
aggressively
pass
question
out.
him.
I mean, I'll be surprised if Erg fails the save.
We have to make 3 saves in a row.
I know. Well, the second save isn't that big a deal.
I mean, if you put 12 ounces in his drink.
I'm not gonna put 12 ounces in his drink. I told you, I'm keeping most of that.
Well,
You know,
always keep
how-
in mind that every single time you pass a save, the save goes up by. So it's going to be a 13, 14, 15.
I know.
How would Sakurajay handle this if he did fail a save? Would she give him divine guidance?
Give
Or
who?
would they side with Arnaud on this and be like, nah, he's going to sleep?
Sakura J is all about people, well, basically doing what they want to do. You live by your desires, and Sakura J understands Arnaud's desire.
But Erg wanted to beat up people.
Erg has a great desire to go get treasure.
I mean, he's interested in doing it, but it's not something that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's basically willing to let people do what they're going to do.
Right. Anyways, it looks like we're on to the message delivery.
Okay. So, how do you go about trying to deliver this message?
Well, assuming we could jump to the map, I'd probably, be in the area looking around to see, if there's
Be right back.
tons of guards up at the gate, and if this is gonna have to be a stealth thing, or, just walk in and tape it to his door, or, basic shit.
I will reveal the front area.
Alright, it's on this map somewhere, isn't it? Where on this map is it?
Upper right, from where you are at the moment. Do you see it?
mean, alternatively, I could just walk up, hand the note to one of the guards, and then just run away.
You can just say message for the Archmage.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's not like they're going to detain you for delivering a message.
I mean, depends if they were nosy and decided to read it, but yeah. Message for the Archmage here, blah, blah. I'll hand it off to one of the guards to deliver. I'll walk away after. Yeah, nice and simple.
One of the guards will ask from who.
Oh fuck.
He will raise an eyebrow at the unmarked package.
Right. Oh,
Like
like package. It's just like probably an envelope, but
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's unmarked, and he would notice that it doesn't have a seal on it. Or would you put a seal on it? Do you have a seal?
I don't know if I'd have a seal.
I'm back.
I'm just an average citizen, right?
Yeah, I doubt you would have a seal. I mean, unless you stole it from somebody. But...
Does Arno have a seal?
Arno definitely has a seal.
Hmm.
I don't know if he would want to
Arno-
put his family's name on it.
Well, not only that, but would Laura have remembered to ask Arno for a seal?
I don't know if this is definitely one of the things out of character I don't know about, so I don't know if in character that would make sense.
Yeah, so
Like,
would Arno have brought up anything, or would Laura have mentioned that you were going to bring the message to the front door?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, Arno would not be willing to put his family seal on this.
No seal.
Then I would probably say...
Or I guess, I guess if it was coming from Arno's family, that may be more legit. I don't know. That's a good point. I mean, they don't even know Arno's here, probably. I don't know. I guess. You know, Arno might not mind that. Arno might not mind that. I mean, really, because when I think about it, like, Arno really wants this to look like a legitimate threat.
I mean, it would also put you in a bit better standing with the Archmage, or your family in a better standing with the Archmage if it seems like you're allies. I don't know how much Arno would care, but...
I mean, maybe, but it would just look better if Arno came himself and did that then. Like, putting a sealed message is not as... it just seems weird. It's like, well, didn't you just come and tell me?
I mean, he's a busy guy.
I think it's a little much about you get the record on this one.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with just telling them it's anonymous.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
So they ask, from who? And you say, anonymous?
A friend.
Yeah, just a friend. I can't say more than that at this moment. Then I'll kind of walk away after giving it.
I mean, why don't we just, since you gave it, I mean, why Arno could have just gone with you. I didn't.
Isn't Arno doing the sleep stuff powder stuff?
Well, I thought you were going to write the letter. I didn't realize, because didn't you need to
Oh, okay.
buy the ink for that?
Right,
I'm assuming.
What, Arno's not giving me ink along with
I don't.
parchment?
Does
Oh.
Arno not have it? I thought Arno didn't have ink. Does he have ink? I don't think he has ink.
Okay, so going back a little, I'm gonna have to go buy ink.
Yeah, I can give you parchment. I can't give you ink. I don't have ink.
I hand him a blank piece of paper.
Ultimate trolling.
An ink bottle is 5 coins.
Jeez, whatever.
Does it come
Fine.
with a feather? Does it come with a quill? Was cool out an next additional coin.
Yeah, it'll come with a quill.
I'm pretty sure that's not
I
going
want
to
to see how much of an asshole Myth would be.
You know, the quill is 63 coins, actually.
Easy.
I'll just rip a feather off one of my arrows then. Alright, so going to buy ink. Then, Arno, what do you want to do while I write the letter? Because apparently you wanted to do something.
Oh, that was the powder stuff.
Right, yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to buy the ink, you're buying the powder. Writing the letter, going to deliver it to the front door. What do you want to do?
If you're gonna deliver it, then I can come with you.
Sure, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to say no to that, I guess, you know.
I would never let you do this alone, dear Laura.
Alright, so yeah.
So where do I? Oh, there it is. I didn't. Oh my
In
gosh.
that case, I'm just going to give you the letter, since you're the charisma guy with Persuade, and yeah. It's more like I'll be coming with you rather than you're coming with me.
Wait, I'm doing persuasion? I'm handing a letter. What are you talking about? Where's the persuasion in that? This is a letter from me. Be convinced.
Yeah, trust me. That's all it is. It's not a bomb. I did promise you.
It's only a letter.
I mean, I don't know what shenanigans Myth wants to do, so...
Oh, now that Arno's here, the entire thing is going to change.
Exactly.
Yep, the guards immediately assault us. Roll initiative.
The gate behind you closes shut.
Yeah, it turns out that your family really didn't get along with this particular Archmage. They
Damn.
recognize you immediately and draw weapons.
You do realize these are Macedonian guards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they love
They
Arno.
recognize Arno right away.
Well, they'll know him from his name. I don't know if they know him in person.
They would know his name. They would not know his appearance. It's not like Arno makes large public appearances.
He throws very large parties at inns and bars.
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I guess.
these common guards would not have been at those.
Well, they
I
might
don't know.
have because he
I will
did.
say this, guys,
What?
I will say
Mhm.
this. It's not like this is the age of cameras.
Well, I will say
Yeah.
this. So you remember last time he was in town, he actually walked around town and tried to get all the guards to come to a party.
And that sounds so suspicious when you phrase it that way.
Well, he was just talking to all the guys from the Acedonians.
I
He's
just
like,
want
"Yeah,
all
come
the
join us at
guards
our party."
Gone, incapacitated.
That's what I'm saying. Like suddenly, like and people would. You just kind of introduce himself as Arno, and if
Either
people would realize, oh shit, Arno's in town, and then
Yeah, I'm a celebrity. Didn't you know?
yeah, I mean you kind of are. So I'm just saying these guards might recognize you right away because of that, because of all those different factors.
Hello, sirs. I am Arnaud Lenou. I am here to deliver this message to.
Definitely recognize him now.
Do you have your seal on the letter?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, he will take a look at it, look at the seal, look back up at you, look back at the seal, look back up at you again, extend his hand out. It's an honor to meet someone of the famed Lenou family.
Thank you, sir.
Your father does great work.
It's an honor to meet you as well. What's your name, fellow?
Give me a second.
Names.
Is this Minty the Second? Minty's son?
No, this guy's name is Spence.
Spence.
Myth, we want all the guards to have names. We want them to be personalized so that when the attack happens, we know who is where.
And your family name, sir?
Buster.
Buster.
Buster?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Spence Buster. We're about to go throw a party in a few hours. Would you like to join us? The local bar.
Okay, consider the contents of the letter you're delivering.
That's a valid point. Does Laura tell him directly?
I would whisper it in his ear.
Oh, that's yes. You make a good point, Laura. Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Well,
I
thank
don't
you
think-
for your service, Spence. I appreciate your efforts on Aesionon's behalf. Or the guilds of Aesionon. What? I'm assuming he's from a guild.
Yes, these guys, or what was that? I can get you the exact name in a second.
So what did you put in the letter again?
Basically a notice that there's Meridian agents in the city and that they're planning.
He is a member of the Stanner Group, one of the security guilds.
Nice. So he would definitely know about the news. Yeah.
They're the
Don't worry,
third largest.
I would have definitely read the letter to Arnaud before delivering it, so he knows the gist of what he's delivering.
Mm-hmm. Were you saying they were planning on attacking tonight, or?
Soon.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so after you meet the guard and everything, he's going to ask where you will be staying if the Archmage sends a reply.
Hadn't really thought that far ahead.
Do we want to say we're just leaving after this, or?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. We're planning.
Essentially, we are going straight to Evanware, like,
Yeah.
after all this stuff goes down.
That's a good point. Well, I won't be in town very much longer. That's why I'm leaving a message. I am soon to head off to Ebenweir to the east. So if you could send a message down there, I may receive it.
Okay, the guard nods acceptingly. Yeah, so that can be the end of that.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night.
Personally, I would have just
Be
gone
safe.
with no reply needed, but yeah, alright, that works.
No reply needed.
We don't want your letters anyways.
Exactly. Fuck your letter.
Okay. So about the agent, I trying to remember the exact words that were spoken. I know that the handler said that they were ready to go.
I guess Arnaud would say, yeah, he would still say that. No, he wouldn't. No, he won't say that. Just send the message to Ebenweir.
The exact words were they were in the city, ready to go.
Yes, I don't think this area, it's hard to like discreetly watch these houses in this wealthy part of the town without being inside one of the houses. So I don't think that they would actively watch it during the day. They would probably they've probably done some scouting, similar to what Aiden would do. But I don't think they would do anything beyond scouting the area.
Also, one thing to consider, those allies wouldn't really recognize Laura, and maybe they would recognize Arnaud,
They
just
would,
because
because
of
I-
Oh, yeah,
his
well-
response, but-
I made the handler aware that I am traveling with him.
oh, okay. So yeah.
Okay, so you two head back to the tavern.
God. Ah.
Oh, I think we're about done for this mini session. And we'll see what happens next time.
On the next exciting episode.
Okay, so Okay, I'll just wait for them.
I mean, we could go ahead and try the spike drinking thing.
Well, I think that's a good thing to start off with the next for the mini session. So between then and now, I just need the contents of the letter,
Right.
and I think that's it.
Yeah. Casey, if you have anything you want to add to that letter, just let me know via PM.
Okay. I mean, in particular, I think about mentioning, like, stay on guard starting tonight.
Yeah. Oh. We'll work out the specifics. Yeah.
Okay. Good mini session.
Myth, remind me to write the letter at some point if I.
I'll message you Wednesday if I don't have it by then.
Right.
So I guess we're aiming for Thursday. Let's start a little bit earlier than today. Let's maybe start at, what's a good time? 7? 8?
Yeah,
Like
that's
Saturdays.
fine.
4:15?
I will be. I won't play poker Thursday because I am on call then, so I shouldn't.
Yeah, just let me know what time
Midnight
you
the
want.
day before, 24-hour session.
That's right, because
Mini, quote unquote.
It'll be 12 consecutive mini sessions.
Easy peasy.
And, cause just here. Watching all the
He's just
drama
hanging out.
unfold.
yeah, it's just,
I mean, I was here for the last mini session too.
Yeah.
I just like to know what's going on,
That's fair.
even though Johnny does not give a single fuck.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if things do go south, exactly who's gonna stick by Tracy and who's gonna run.
you do realize that Tracy finds this out, he's gonna be murdering people, right?
Oh yeah.
And realistically, the only person here who can even potentially stop Tracy in melee combat is.
I mean,
Maybe Johnny. Johnny actually did a really fucking good job fighting all these people. Truly,
just saying though.
Yeah, that tournament went way better than I expected.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know.
How it started.
I don't know. I'm honestly looking forward to see if Johnny does indeed fight. I'm actually looking forward to see just how well he does. Just because, like I said, he did such a great fucking job in that tourney. I would like to see how well he does now that he has the proper equipment.
Part of the problem is stamina. Like that, the only thing the biggest thing I took out of that is just he has so much issue with stamina.
Yes, but you can't
And
heavy blow, inflated blows every single round. You have to pick and choose what you're gonna do. For example, what were these guards wearing?
Medium, I don't have it updated actually yet for the new
Say
system.
medium armor. So they're wearing shields, and are those hammers?
There's two different models of the guards. One of them has a flail. I don't remember what the other one. I think the other one does have a hammer.
Okay.
No, those guys have an axe.
Oh, okay. But either way, if they're wearing medium armor, they're not wearing chainmail. They're wearing at best. What is it? How you fucking pronounce that? Brigadier? I don't know. They're either going to be wearing Brigadier or Gavison. One or the other. Depends how much you want to outfit them.
They're obviously all in full plate mail.
Yep. Goes back. So for example, these guys right here, I wouldn't be using your heavy blow, fluid blows combo, because you're burning 5 stamina to kill, essentially grunt. I would save that combo for more powerful. For example, with Aiden, He's gonna have PS. I can fire piercing blow, which basically makes it to where the resistances don't matter anymore. But that's 3 stamina, and I'm gonna be using one more powerful. Like I wouldn't be blowing certain stamina on a lot of the lower tier guys. Mid tier and higher, yeah, fucking blow that stamina. Those guys kill them. But like these guys right here, I wouldn't worry about blowing too much, especially since your punches.
But yeah, since his base hits are going to hit a lot harder, it won't be as much of an issue.
Yeah.
But in like extended combat, it's always going to be an issue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no matter what, your punches at a minimum do 10 damage. Your main hand punch, no matter what.
Yeah.
Ignoring resistances, resistances are resistances. You can't do much about. But your punches do at a minimum 10 damage.
And then 5 for so I could do 15 a turn, just off regular attacks.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess with a weapon, it's not bad, but it becomes an issue in prolonged fights, and his damage his damage output has a huge drop off.
Yeah, you just have to balance it out. You just have to find a good balance.
Yeah.
Pick and choose. Like Grayson doesn't have too much of an issue because his only real attacks at the moment are one stamp. Well, repost, excuse me, which is 1 stamp. Shield bash, which is 2 stamp. I can reduce that down. I now have reckless attack because I gotta get that cleaving strike.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to get that move. Assuming Trayson lives long enough to get.
Oh yeah, reckless attack, cleaving strike.
This will be fun. I don't know. We'll see how effective every team goes. I kind of wish we weren't doing our real first major combat test on such a big.
Yeah.
Trial by fire. Let's go.
You want to maybe want to have like maybe I don't know, Myth have us attack wolves or something for random NPCs.
In the middle of the city? Yeah, totally.
No. Like this is like just a test. Like have our guys fight random generated NPCs really quick.
Or maybe just
a
swarm of locusts.
If when you guys went to the Adventurers Guild, there was the Ada's Free Vault missing. That did involve a potential thing along those lines, but you guys never decided to take that.
Yeah.
So poor Ada's never gets found. And
It was B level, wasn't it?
oh yeah, true. That was B level.
That's the side mission that no one ever gave a fuck about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we're heading that way anyway. So if we find the body, we'll come back and deliver the body, and we'll get promoted to B. And give us some fucking money, and we'll be along our way. But it's like there hasn't been any opportunities to do any type of combat at all to actually make sure this works properly.
But yeah, no. For several months now, I've been well aware of the fact that either Trayson or Laura is going to die at some point. Like, they aren't both going to survive till the end of the journey, kind of.
You never know. You just might.
I mean, true. Yeah, they might. It would be very impressive if that happened, though.
I'm just saying, because right now there's only 2 surviving members of the OG party, Eric and Trayson.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what happens.
OG party.
Yeah, Arnaud's the only real one that has proof that he betrayed the party. So
That who betrayed the party?
Arnaud was his seal. If
Trayson
found his seal.
Trayson would assume you're both in cahoots. You guys are over there in your fucking little corner talking about it. He's a very assume everyone is guilty. He's pragmatic. He's just gonna assume. If Molly both fucking came up with his, he's going. You've earned his trust in combat, so he's gonna, all that other shit. So he's giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're not going to attempt to do something or meet. But the moment he finds anything very remotely suspicious, he's going to be questioning things. And if things do not look straight,
That doesn't sound pragmatic. That sounds like paranoid. There's a difference.
It's not pragmatic to kill off your party very often.
Yeah, there's a difference
but
between
that party-
pragmatism and just plain paranoia.
He's preemptive as well.
Okay.
If he thinks you guys are doing shit to interfere with his mission, one of his orders is to kill anyone.
You should be more invoking vengefulness for this. Someone betrays you, you go after them very vengefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the more better.
That's
better
how
way to do it.
Jason would do that too.
Interestingly enough, that's also the reason why Laura's doing it, invoking vengefulness, because she sees Trayson as as essentially betraying the party by leading them away from their mission and to personal shit.
He is offered a choice. He didn't force you by the blade to come fight. He said, listen, this is an opportunity. You want in or not? And everyone said, yeah.
Yeah, our party are murder hobos.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you can't get mad at Trayson for like offering an opportunity and people taking the opportunity.
Well, you can get mad about him killing someone when you think that it was a wrong killing.
But combat XP.
Anyways.
Like I said, Trayson explained his reasons. He doesn't think he just sees it as military killing other military guys. He just sees it as a continuation of the war.
Oh, no, and that's completely fair from his point of view. Yeah,
Oh, well,
100%.
from my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Well, from my point of view, the Sith are evil.
And you are
Well,
lost.
from my point of view, then they're all terrible.
From my point of view, the civilians are the evil ones.
It's the neutrals you really got to look out for.
From my point of view,
No.
the younglings are the evil ones.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the children.
No.
The children.
This is all a human problem.
Well,
Kill all humans.
from my point
Shit
of view,
would
Jar
happen.
Jar Binks is evil.
Jar Jar makes yes,
This
yes,
shit would happen to Wookiees.
dude. That would
Okay,
be
we'll
that would have been amazing. I'm sorry, if Darth Jar Jar was a thing, it would have made the prequels so much better.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It
how
would-
bad they were, I can't technically disagree with that, nor disprove.
No, it would have retroactively made me love the prequel.
Exactly. I mean, the
I
prequels
think
were just
Jar
not
Jar
as
Jar is probably
good.
the greatest fan
That was-
theory ever.
I want to point out that Jar Jar, after everything that's said and done in Legends, he did try to kill himself.
Oh yeah, he became
Failed.
a depressed clown hobo thing.
Now that happens in both. That happens in both pre-Disney canon and post-Disney canon. He does become very depressed. He does basically just wander around Naboo because no one wants him and everyone blames him.
Which is completely fair because it's all his fault.
And in pre-Disney canon, he tried to kill himself, and in typical Jar Jar fashion, he failed.
See, wouldn't it be so much better if instead of being a depressed, suicidal person, he was actually Darth Jar Jar?
Yeah.
And then his father, in complete embarrassment of his son, killed him. He was so depressed that his son was so embarrassed, and that he basically helped brought this blight upon the galaxy. He killed himself.
Rest in peace.
It's very dark.
Poor Jar Jar.
Poor Jar Jar's dad.
And Jar Jar's dad was a badass. Dude was a pirate.
That doesn't make any sense considering Jar Jar.
It does not. You're 100% correct.
I don't know how his son got to be the way he was.
He doesn't know either. In fact, he actually lost all of his clout because of his. He was a very high respected person in Gungan society, and because of how bad his son, he lost all of it.
Feels bad.
You reap what you sow, I guess.
Wow.
Be a better dad next.
I don't think you can. I don't think you parent that.
I honestly
Snuff
don't
that
know.
Snuff that out before that's a possibility of fucking things up. Yeah, it's pretty dark. It was pretty funny though.
I think that's a nature issue. I don't think that's a nurture issue.
Yeah, that seems like it to me too. I don't know if you can nurture that.
Be one hell of an experiment, though. How fucked up can we make this kid?
Gosh. Oh man.
Yeah, I was in tears when I read that. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I can't wait to see, 1, if you survive, 2, if you actually succeed, and 3, if you trace him.
If Trace and what? You broke
It's
up.
going to be an interesting session.
If 1, if we live, 2, if we succeed, and 3, if Trayson finds out.
Oh yeah.
First step is living.
That is indeed the very first step.
I mean,
Then it's all about whether you actually find out anything.
let's see. The 2 ways that Trayson could find out would be, number 1, if he just, finds out that Arnaud was spiking drinks. That would do it. Then number 2 would be if he finds the seal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he finds
I mean, I'm still against the whole spiking drink thing. It seems like a very big, obvious failure point.
Hey, that's up to Arnaud. If Arnaud thinks it's worth the chance, it's okay.
Yeah, that is up to Arnaud. But I am still rooting for Erg to make those saves.
I mean,
I'm rooting for
Trayson's
Erg to make 1 save. Maybe 2 saves.
Trayson is planning to kill somebody. Whether or not it's Arnaud or the Archmage, it's only time to tell.
I mean, if he's gonna kill him for spiking a drink,
For actively trying to sabotage.
okay, you're.
Well, he won't know that he's trying to sabotage it.
If he has him to drink and then 10 minutes later Erg is out fucking cold, he's gonna put 2 and 2 together. Trayson's not.
And then he's like, "All right, Arnaud, you're dead." All right, that's a little bit of a stretch.
At the minimum, he's gonna beat the shit out of Arnaud.
All right, well, go ahead, man. If you want to kill Arnaud, that's fine. I have another character I want to introduce anyway.
Yeah, at the minimum, he would beat the shit out of him because he would be very upset.
You wouldn't dare kill Arnaud, though. He's our buff mate. You use your advantage when you kill him.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, to be fair, if Trayson starts going off on people, then I feel like the party may turn against him.
Oh yeah, they would.
Oh, yeah, that's
I tell you
definitely
right now, though, if he finds the letter, if he finds the letter, he's going to show it to the surviving members of the group and go, "Hey, remember how hard of a fucking fight that was? We can take Arnaud. So who's up for killing him?"
So you're gonna recognize a letter in the middle of a fight?
I have to fight. If we survive the fight, you don't think we're not going to raid the place and try to get loot?
Well, if you survive the fight and you can raid the place, then yeah.
Okay, Silco, let me phrase it a different way. If you survive the assassination attempt, don't you think the town guards are going to be swarming the shit out of that place due to all the commotion?
Yeah, I'm probably fires. The Archmage will make sure of that.
Yeah.
We do tend to make fires happen a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's going to want to do that because he's inside of a wooden.
Well, he'll do it if he has to survive.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like I said, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Anything can happen.
I mean, I'm going in with this anticipating him not being able to use much of his earth magic. Obviously, he's probably smart and keeps rocks on this person.
Mm-hmm.
I think anticipating anything less than his best is probably a recipe for disaster.
I still think he has gem grenades. I think he'll toss gem grenades.
I would not be surprised.
I mean, this is a warning with the seal of the Leno family. He's gonna take it seriously, real seriously. He's
like I said, I'm not expecting him to have much use of his earth magic. I'm expecting him to use full use of his light magic. I'm expecting him to use his fire magic if he feels the battle is not going successfully in his favor.
Well, just out of character speaking, I hope he does go with the whole hide forces plan and trap the people. Because I'm kind of banking on Trayson and possibly Aiden dying in this engagement.
Erg dying would be fine with me. I'd like to introduce another character.
Nah, man, we need his ass to boost the character level.
You know, I'd prefer Johnny survive just on principle of having a
I'll tell you
surviving
what,
character.
I would be okay if Aiden dies, and if one more level 4 person.
Theodore,
I can
easy.
introduce myself.
Yeah. You know, if both level 4s die, then Trayson might conveniently just not kill everyone. Just because he happens to get level 5 a lot. Cough, cough, meta.
I mean,
Before
if-
Jason meta and character just gets killed.
I'm just banking on Trayson dying, because he's going to be the one to throw the most shit about it. And he's the only one that I know of that's working for Meridia, so...
So
So yeah, if like Trayson dies and the others run away and retreat, that's fine by Laura. She's also
unfortunately
fine.
for Laura, though, she doesn't know that Aiden's also an agent, and if Aiden,
The secret continues.
yeah, then he's gonna fire a bow straight in Laura's face.
Well, I mean,
Possibly
if
we'll find
Trayson
out.
dies and everybody else runs away, including Aiden, then why would Aiden shoot her in the face?
No, but you do realize that if Trayson dies, it's because he's trying to get people. I mean, he's not going to be. Right now, I'm not quite. I haven't figured everything out yet as far as how the battle's going to. Or how
You know what would be hilarious is if the battle happened and Trayson was the only casualty.
That would really suck.
Like, even the
Because that would
NPCs survive.
dramatically lower level average, and I'll never get to introduce him.
Feels bad.
Like I said,
I wonder if I should reword my. Wait, does Trayson have plate mail armor?
yes.
He does.
What
I wonder if I should
100%
reword my.
like legitimate hope though for Laura is that Trayson dies and Aiden dies, even though she doesn't know she wants Aiden to die, and then everybody can get on with the whole plague shit without being distracted by Meridian soldiers.
Arno would prefer for no one to die. We can all live.
I mean, I was ready to go do plague shit, and then y'all want to do.
I mean, that is fair, but tournament arts are awesome.
No, they're not. Terminal power is really bad.
I mean, that's just
Wait.
because they had shitty writing.
Which tournament?
Tournament of Power, Dragon Ball.
Let me rephrase that. It wasn't
Oh.
bad. It was just it went way longer than it should have.
The one
Yo, you know what tournament was awesome? Was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Nexus tournament?
Sure, I don't know what that is.
I don't watch anything. You know what tournament was awesome?
So let me just
My
say
Hero
this.
Academia tournament was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yup.
But the one reason why the Tournament of Power failed was because it had too much of a focus on Universe 7 and 6, which is understandable. They are the main characters.
I mean,
but
does that make it a failure?
Universes that were just like dead one-off characters that had nothing to them. Like, we didn't care. They were disposable.
I mean, to be fair, you know, a lot of people get mad because Universe 9 was wiped off right away, but at the same time, it was like we saw their best 3 fighters in the Expo fight. So why would you want to watch their lesser fighters fight? And they couldn't even keep up with Vegeta and Goku at Super. So they clearly weren't that good to begin with. I mean, I hear that argument a lot. I hear I can't help but sit like, what do you expect? Did you not?
I'm sure
Universe not be told through the story of Universe 7, the main character?
But wasn't Universe 7 rated like one of the weakest overall universes?
No. There's a bit. You see, you're misconstruing, and they even said it in the show. Don't connect power level to overall society. They were the second worst universe because they had the least amount of advanced society.
Hey, Soko, can I pause you for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Casey, Myth, you guys want to play Rocket League or no?
Sure.
Alright.
Sure.
Bacon was asking.
But yeah, but regardless of the semantics of that, they could have shown off like cooler characters for the other universes. Like, even if it was just one big one for all the universes,
I mean, they actually did. You had what universe is the love people from? You had the robot
No.
universe.
I changed my answer. They could have improved the tournament by not having the love people. Just erase the whole universe.
Well, I mean, like each universe did have like a big thing about it. Like for example, you had the robot universe that had they became Voltron, and they had the big giant dude that took all of Universe 7 together to blast them away. So that's one universe done. You have Universe 11 as Universe 11. You have Universe 6 as Universe 6, 7 and 7. And then you had that one universe, the universe that Zamasu was from. Their big guy was the guy that Gohan fought, the guy who could make multiple feints. That was actually a really cool concept. It's just that Gohan's Gohan, and he's really Gohan is able to keep up with Goku's Super Saiyan Blue. Mm-hmm. The reality is, unless at that point, unless you have a power capable of keeping up with a god, you're not going to win. That's just a. Gohan has been powered up by a god. Goku has been powered up by a god, so that's why they can compete. Well, none of those other guys have been powered up by gods or even at a god. So it's just not fair.
And that's kind of the big problem with it too, though, the relative power of every. I did kind of like in the very beginning of that arc where like they were gathering all the fighters, how they were showing, oh, you know what, we're making tactics a little bit more important than just raw power now. Like Krillin can compete, Roshi can compete by doing these things, except
Roshi was a badass. He took out
Roshi was a hardcore, but then in the end they still just reverted it back down to two people punching each other really hard.
That's what it's always going to come down to in these big giant fights, though, is that the cream of the cream are going to go to the very top, and at that point it is going to become raw. In a one-on-one fight, tactics are not going to be. And they can't fly, they can't do this, they can't do that. And Jiren, the problem was that Jiren was the fucking problem. This had a fucking wall of a character in both metaphorical and personality and literal sense of the word. Be the main.
Jiren was a big problem. Yeah.
It's like cool. Like he's like I like the fact he was so overwhelmingly powerful. Like it just completely blew away the concept of strength for a lot.
But his personality was terrible.
The personality was horrible. Like he was so strong.
Well, manga Jiren was better in personality.
Manga, no. That was so dumb.
Better, not great, but better.
No, I honestly think that's worse. To be fair, I think manga Jiren was worse, and here's the reason I think it's worse. Jiren, he's so strong that he hates. Okay, fine, whatever. Pretty boring, but whatever. Jiren, manga Jiren, I want to help people. Cool, but I want to help people so bad that if I don't think that my presence is no longer needed here, I'm going to leave, disqualify myself from the tournament in order to help prevent help fight stupid crime, instead of making sure my tournament wins for 45 minutes. You're putting the fate of the entire universe at stake in order to save a couple. That's fucking stupid. Your time, if guaranteeing your entire universe's life is not worth 45 minutes of your fucking time, your character's stupid. And your character is all about protecting people, your character's fucking stupid. The manga did a horrible job with the tournament power. They did a worse job than the anime. That ending was horrible. It was so horribly paced that it completely. You have Goku and Jiren struggling. Jiren says, "No, I'm not coming off," and Frieza just magically just comes out and slams them both off. There was no hype to it. There was no build up to it. There was nothing. It just happens. It fizzles out.
Now, the ending for the anime was definitely pretty epic.
It just completely fizzled out. And so that's why, and the manga has some really cool moments with the fight against Hit, with the fight against Zamasu. Those are some really good moments. And then you had the Gohan Kefla fight. That was really cool. You had Master Roshi almost going Ultra Instinct against Jiren. There's some really cool moments in the manga, don't get me wrong. But I don't like how they handled Ultra Instinct at all. They basically just made it into Super Saiyan.
I don't like. I like the concept of Ultra Instinct, but I definitely don't like what they did with
I don't like what they did with Vegeta's power up. I felt it didn't have anywhere near the emotional weight or the satisfaction of his character arc showing completion that it did in the anime.
Mhm.
You know, this is literally the very first time we've ever seen Vegeta try to fight for something more than himself, like completely and utterly. It wasn't him coming to a realization of it. It was, no, my entire goal from the start is to save people. That's the first time we've ever seen that.
Mhm.
And for him to then use that to empower himself was so satisfying for his. The anime, I'm listening to the manga, we don't need any of that shit.
Well,
That's just my opinion, though.
there's definitely a lot of things that could be better about.
Well, I don't know.
Also, I'm kind of wondering where they're even possibly gonna go next, because they've already had them beat Gods of Destruction in Tokyo.
Well,
What's
Topo,
above that?
well, he wasn't a full god of destruction.
I mean, he's a newish god at that point, sure, whatever.
So one of the theories being passed around is potentially introducing the time, which I hope to God they don't, because that makes fucking Heroes canon. Please God no. That makes GT canon. Please God no.
Yep, it's gonna happen. GT canon.
Please God no. So I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do, and that definitely feel like they've written themselves into a fucking wall. Like you've had the entire, there's been no higher stakes in all of the show than total universal destruction. And you fought people who could defeat gods of destruction, which are supposed to be among the highest levels of. I mean, at this point, the only thing they can really do is just try to kill off Zeno and the Grand Priest, and therefore kill all the gods. And that's why Goku and crew
I
lose
heard
Divine
one
Key.
theory that the Grand Priest will be the next.
That's been the theory. See, that was the theory that was going around during the tournament. That like all the people would like come to the realization that the Grand Priest is manipulating the Zenos, and then all the fighters who are left will come and fight the Grand Priest. That was a huge theory. A stupid one.
I don't see any way of Zeno dying at this point, but
Well, that's what I'm like. One of the theories is like, how do we? Because this is still set between between the end of Z and the Buu saga.
mhm.
You know, we're still set between that time frame. And with the Broly movie being canon, and there's been no advancement in time at all because Goten and Trunks are still children in the show. I mean, the movie.
Yeah, let's be honest. If the way they treated Caulifla is any indication, the Broly one will somehow have godlike power too.
Well, but I'm understanding from other reviews is people are saying this is. I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting until when it comes out in dub. But because you can find it, there's shaky cam out there for some.
Sure.
But no. My understanding is that, like I said, it's supposed to be the best one ever done. Broly is fighting for a different reason. He isn't, and Goku even admits, like even sees it right away. He isn't like all the other people they fought.
Mhm.
He isn't inherently evil or wants to destroy things. That Broly is fighting for something he actually believes in.
Mhm.
So we'll see how that affects things. You know, as far as you know, they may choose to not fight at the end of it all, assuming Broly doesn't.
And before Broly becomes a hero and joins the team.
It's possible. I have no idea.
Now, the only real way I could see it going down, unfortunately, or the series continuing rather, is if they like depower the team somehow, a la GT. Unfortunately.
Well, that's where a lot of theories come. So, like I said, this is still set between the true end of Z, and that. So they have two choices here: retcon the end of Z, and say we don't give a fuck. That didn't happen. This is what actually happened with Super. That's choice number one. Choice number two is you kill the gods, therefore destroying Divine Key, and then you see a massive, power loss. And, since the Saiyans can't access the Divine Key anymore, they can't enter those transformations anymore, so they lose a lot. And then you have End of Z. And you still get the Grand Priest is a bad guy. You still get all of those potential. It just really depends on
that would make Jiren one hell of a force if they couldn't even go God Key.
Well, I mean, technically, it isn't. Technically, Ultra Instinct isn't a divine state,
Nope.
so Goku can still go Ultra Instinct.
True. Although I really hate how they made it almost like a transformation. It shouldn't amplify your base power like it does in the show.
Well, it kind of should. You're fighting with true impulse and instinct, which means you're fighting with no restrictions at all. And on top of that, you're able to just understand everything that's going around you.
Still, I mean, me throwing a punch with basic gut instinct and me throwing a punch as Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God with all my might, I still feel like the second should be far superior to the first.
Well, you also have to keep in mind that Goku has no limitations on how far he's willing to go. So he's not his body and his mind are not purposely preventing the maximum of his power.
I mean, having no limitations in progress and achievement is different from being at that level right.
No, like I'll talk about how the body purposely puts limits on yourself in order to not hurt yourself.
Sure.
Ultra Instinct is disabling though.
Mm-hmm.
So he is increased. So it should increase your power because of it.
I don't know.
Because he pushed himself to the point where his body literally failed.
I have a feeling that they don't want to rely on Ultra Instinct too much going forward, so.
Seeing as I don't know if they will, because look at what happened with the Broly. Gogeta shows up.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
I mean, I hope that wasn't a spoiler for you, because it's literally in all the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I hope that wasn't, but so they decide rather than waiting for Goku to go Ultra Instinct, they're going to have them try to solve this now, and so that tells me that they're not going to rely on it. And also remember, Goku said you can't enter it.
Yeah. I mean, he says that, but that could change pretty quickly.
That could change depending on how much they're going to, how many times they have him go into it. I mean, look at what happened.
Oh, suddenly he just knows how to do it.
I mean, it makes sense if the more times he does it. I mean, look at the Kaioken. The Kaioken was not supposed to go beyond 3. He pushed it to 4. It got severely hurt. And then he just kept pushing it until finally he's able to enter Kaioken times 20 with no negative repercussions. So it makes sense. It's like the same thing with the Super Saiyan transformations. Super Saiyan, what was the biggest downfall of Blue? Was its massive draw on stamina. But then over time and constantly using it, they got used to the stamina drain. So it makes sense. The more times he goes into Ultra Instinct, the more times his body's able to adapt to the strain of it, and then he's able to call upon it more.
I like having limitations on powers. I don't think that would be a very good way to go.
I agree with putting limitations on power, but at the same time,
I didn't even like
it just makes sense.
instinct change.
I mean, if you like limitations on powers, then Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball should not be your thing.
That's fair.
But like I said, I think it's fair for the character to get used to be able to enter this phase or this state more.
I do like watching people punch each other really fast, though, Casey.
Yes, that's entirely understandable.
But yeah, I didn't even like how they treated Kaioken. Like, I think it still should have been limited at like 2 or 3 times.
No, I think Kaioken's fine the way they treated it.
Napping it.
No, it makes sense though, because if you're able to because the biggest downfall of Kaioken is that it wrecks your body. So if you're able to get used to it, the more you use it, and that's just a common trend with that's something you see with even just us humans. If I'm able to bench press 200 pounds, and the more times I bench press that 200 pounds, the more times it's going to get easier for me to bench press that 200 pounds. And so the same thing with these fucking people who are as powerful as God. The more times they push their body, especially since Saiyans are broken and they get stronger every time they break themselves.
Yeah. Saiyans are pretty broken. Yeah.
I mean, it's just really unfair, but that's just the reality of it. And Goku and Vegeta are freaks among Saiyan.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised Saiyans got wiped out to begin with. I would have figured that they would have very easily rose past Frieza.
That's what Frieza was scared of, and that's why he never let him get the chance.
Yeah.
We have to keep in mind
Well,
that the Saiyans,
what I'm
Super
saying is,
Saiyan used to be a transformation.
I'm surprised they weren't already more powerful than he was.
Well, Toriyama already explained the reason why, because Super Saiyan used to be a transformation that they can just do all the time. That was a really common thing. And what happened is Saiyans being Saiyans decided to destroy themselves because Saiyans are, and so it became more and more rare until finally Super Saiyans became a myth and legend.
Hmm.
And what happened, and then that introduced the story of the Super Saiyan God. The Super Saiyan God were 5 kind-hearted Saiyans who saw where the Saiyans were going. So they became a super. So they channeled their power into that one Saiyan. He became a Super Saiyan God, and he proceeded to demolish all the evil Saiyans.
Hmm.
But that dramatically harmed the Saiyans' population. Yeah. And that's actually how Sadala was destroyed in the first place.
You know, I'm actually kind of thinking now, what would happen if the Saiyans were all wished back with the Dragon Ball? How crazy would things get?
So there was a lot of theories going around with this Broly movie that Raditz and Nappa were going to get. Now I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't say it doesn't happen. I can
can't
say
say
with
either, but-
98%. I can say with 98% of certainty that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I doubt it would either, but
But
they're not exactly fan favorite. But
well, it's a question a lot of people have. It's like, why didn't they try to wish back Nappa and Raditz and try to rebuild?
well, I mean, the Z fighters are probably a little cross with them, and Vegeta doesn't give a shit.
Well, I mean, they're very cross with Vegeta, but yet
I mean,
they become not only becoming allies with Vegeta, but become friends with him.
Yeah, but they never had that chance with Raditz and Nappa. I mean, it's not like they're wishing Cell back. Either.
Literally, the only reason why they never got that chance is because they were too weak and they died. Vegeta was just too powerful to kill.
I mean, yeah.
That's literally the only reason why.
I mean, I
Vegeta
wouldn't
just
even
died,
really say
they would
too
never.
powerful to kill. I mean, there was that one point where Krillin literally had a sword.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It took Krillin. I mean, in reality, it took the final blow was when Gohan fell on him while I mean, he tanked a times 4 Kamehameha. He tanked a Spirit Bomb.
He did tank a ton, yeah.
Yeah, he tanked a ton. Like the reality is that he should have wiped the floor with all of them, but thanks to stupid dumb luck. You know, Vegeta just not after he got launched away with the times 4 Kamehameha. If he had just stopped fucking around at that point, because after he beat the shit out of Goku, he could have just killed Goku right there and proceeded to kill everybody else. But then he wanted to torment Goku by kicking the shit up. If he had not pulled a Frieza and just fucking blew up the planet and left, none of this shit would have happened.
Well, he didn't want to blow up. Well, I guess he knew when Piccolo died. They told him.
Yeah, they told him. So
Yeah.
he knew that I have to go to Namek.
Yeah, I probably would have just blown up the planet and left.
That would have been the smart thing to do. Who's going to stop him? Gohan? Krillin?
Yamcha.
Your own ego. That's who.
Yamcha.
Pretty much.
So KC, that recording is still going, right?
Yep.
Just making sure.
Yep. Picked up all the Dragon Ball talk.
Nice.
Nice.
You better not cut any of that.
Nope. Why would I? I would never do that.
Yeah, I got to record it for prosperity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta catch up on what's out of Dragon Ball Heroes so far.
You're not going to like it.
Well, so far I'm up to that like negative key guy or whatever. Pretty.
Wait. You talking about the Saiyan or Fu?
The Saiyan.
Cucumber?
I don't remember his name.
I don't know. His name's based around cucumber.
Sure. Yeah. Something vegetable. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that looks like an interesting design for an enemy, and I can't wait to see how they're gonna fuck it up.
it gets pretty dumb.
I know.
It's Dragon Ball Heroes. It's supposed to be Dragon Ball Heroes is supposed to be stupid, and it's supposed to be
Okay,
like
Dragon
let's
Ball
take
Heroes is fan service. That's all.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. Let's just take all the stupid things our fans ask us to do and just Golden Cooler, fuck it. Zamasu, fuck it. Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're gonna handle Dragon Ball. Or sorry, they're gonna handle Super Saiyan Blue versus Super Saiyan. That's gonna be fun.
So, what's basically been stated is
I mean, I'm assuming that Super Saiyan Blue will just kick the ass of Super Saiyan 4.
so the problem. So it depends if you're doing anime Super Saiyan Blue or manga Super Saiyan. That's what it really depends to. Because in anime Super Saiyan Blue, the stamina problem is gone. In manga Super Saiyan Blue, the stamina problem is a thing, and no matter how much they try, they can't prevent it from being a thing. So it's already stated that Super Saiyan Blue is dramatically stronger than Super Saiyan. But Super Saiyan 4 is dramatically easier to maintain.
Also, Vegito has the cool factor, so
And
that might give him the edge.
also, something that I think is really fucking stupid. They have stated that Vegito is technically weaker than Gogeta.
What?
Yeah, even though the Batara fusion is stated that it is a higher power multiplier, but because the timer is shorter on the fusion dance, it basically, and because they're supposedly entering the fusion dance at equal power levels and an equal mindset, they're able to then tap more of that power. This is literally the reason they're giving me, and I think it's fucking stupid.
I'm choosing to not add that to my headcanon.
Yeah, it's really fucking stupid. So basically what it comes down to is that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta versus Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta has more power, but in a longer fight, Vegeta will win. Gogeta in a sprint, Vegeta in a race, which I think is completely and utterly dumb.
Yep.
Vegeta should just be stronger. Period. The fusion lasts longer. It's a more powerful fusion, and it's a higher.
I'll be right back.
I'm actually gonna get going. I have to go to work tomorrow.
All right. See ya.
Peace.
See ya.